Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji, are you able to do the greeting or?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, I can do, but Mataji said she will text, right?
No,
Or-
I said you can start. I said you can
Oh,
start. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mataji.
Yeah,
Yes,
please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीहरदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the all assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Sushmita from Canada, welcoming all of you to Bhaktisanga Japa Conference call today. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy names which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna. Once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhaktisanga Japa Conference call today. Let us move to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined this morning?
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Devi Dasi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the beautiful chanting. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees on the call. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Haritha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji. Dhanvat pranam Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Tusidasi from Salvat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, or Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call and giving your association every day. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you muted. Vasudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Bhagavati Vasudha Devidasi from Mangalore, India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Mataji. All glories to all your services. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call.
What kind of good habit? You'll be happy. You have to say, thank you, Daddy. Thank you for opening up early.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhaktisanga Japa Conference call. Today we are so fortunate to have His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 12 number chapter and sloka number 8. Before handovering the call to Prabhuji, I would like to read the brief introduction of Prabhuji. So, His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj is a disciple of His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj and an international motivational speaker, leadership trainer, and a renowned youth preacher. He specializes in inspiring and empowering people to realize their true selves. As a keynote speaker, thousands of people have discovered a new light from his energetic workshop worldwide. He is basically from Mauritius, where he came in contact with ISKCON in 1982. In 1986, Maharaj joined Brahmachari Ashram, dedicated his life to the mission. From 1988 to 1992, he served as a Sankirtana leader in Mauritius. Maharaj has served as temple president in Mauritius and in Nagpur, India for several years. He travels to many countries and is very active in preaching in Arvet, Noida, Delhi, Europe, Italy, England, France, Belgium, South Africa, Reunion Island. He has managed interfaith events, bringing together the communities of different religious faiths in order to strengthen their faith and belief in God together. He has opened ISKCON preaching center all over the world. Maharaj Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj is popular for his outstanding lectures and seminars about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness with the expert hand in bhajans and kirtan. He has been instrumental in providing the teachings of Vedic scriptures, the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. For the past few years and at present, Maharaj is a lecturer at the Vaishnava Institute of Higher Education in Sri Vrindavan Dham, India. He has also been an inspirational coordinator to various international level festivals in Mauritius. He has managed the famous 3 days Ratha Yatra festival in Mauritius, which is attended by thousands of guests. So this was a brief introduction of Maharaj. Hare Krishna Mataji. Maharaj is here, Mataji. Maharaj has joined, Mataji.
Not yet, Mataji.
Okay. Oh, we can chant then. Maharaj has not joined, so dear devotees, we can chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. And today's topic is 7th canto, 12th chapter, and text number 8. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Please take over.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna. Okay. So very glad to see all of you again, once again. Especially those devotees who like to hear wonderful Srota Katha always. Srimvata Sakta Krishna. Goal of life is to hear about the glories. Mataji, maybe you could share the text. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivam Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayam Buddhire Nashtapresha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistike. So since today, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 12, Text 8.
Is it
Okay, so can it be larger, a bit larger?
Oh, okay.
Large. Okay, thank you. Snapanabhya janadikam gurustrebhi yuvatibhi karayan natmano yuva. Very good translation, okay? If the wife, translation, if the wife of the spiritual master is young, a young brahmachari should not allow her to care for his hair, massage his body with oil, or bathe him with affection like a mother. The purpose, by His Divine Grace, is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The relationship between a student or disciple and the wife of the spiritual master or teacher is like that between son and mother. A mother sometimes cares for her son by combing his hair, massaging his body with oil, or bathing him. Similarly, the wife of the teacher is also a mother, Guru Patni, and therefore she may also care for the disciple in a motherly way. If the wife of the teacher is a young woman. However, a young brahmachari should not allow such a mother to touch him. This is strictly prohibited. There are 7 kinds of mothers. Atmamata Guru Patni Brahmani Raja Patnika Dhenur Dhatri Tatha Prithvi Saptaita Mataraha Smritaha. These mothers are the original mother, the wife of the teacher or the spiritual master, the wife of Brahmana, the king's wife, the cows and the nurse and the earth. And unnecessary association with a woman, even with one's mother, sister, or daughter, is strictly prohibited. This is human civilization, a civilization that allows men to mix unrestrictedly. With women is an animal civilization. In Kali Yuga, people are extremely liberal, but mixing with women and talking with them as equals actually constitute an uncivilized way of life. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Miritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Piye Panchakalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyaivacha Paritana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I'm glad again to be here to speak on this verse. Thank you so much for engaging me in this topic. And this is about Brahmachari mostly. And most of you are Grihastas. It doesn't matter because Grihastas also sometimes considered to be Brahmachari or sannyasi also. So here the basic principle we can see, Brahmachari. The basic principle of Brahmachari life is celibacy. So it is most amazing in this world to have Brahmacharis. It is unthinkable because this is Kali Yuga. It is unthinkable. And the basic principle of Brahmachari is celibacy. So to have celibacy in Kali Yuga especially is unimaginable. If it was not for Prabhupada going around the world, giving Krishna consciousness, this would not have been possible. So Srila Prabhupada has delivered the mercy of Mahaprabhu's mercy. So if one is able to remain brahmachari, it is by his mercy only. This is his movement. It is something extraordinary. So it means that celibacy is rare. Brahmachari is rare. So something which is rare and something which is precious has to be carefully guarded and nourished so that it can flourish. Yes. So Brahmachari Ashram is actually the foundation for the whole ashram, right? Is a foundation for the whole ashram. So Varnashram, this is where life beginning, right? So in the Vedic time, all the boys except Shudra, they went to Gurukul, the Gurukul system. But the Sudra did not go to Gurukul. They did not have formal education. They were just trained by their father. But the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, they were called Dvijas. And they could have initiation. So they would be going to Gurukul and get trained. Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya, they would go to Gurukul and get trained. So then the Guru, what the Guru will do, the Guru would ascertain the Varna. The Guru would ascertain the behavior and his characteristic. And his attitude over a number of years. And what the Guru would do, they would fit that student to a particular location. And then that is the appropriate to his propensity and his Varna. And then he would move on his life. So depending on the Varna, he would choose the ashram. Depending on the Varna, he would choose the ashram. So Varna come first, then the ashram. Ashram means Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha. This is ashram. But Varna means Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. So Varna come first, then he would ascertain his ashram, where he has to go. Right? So if someone has a propensity to be Kshatriya, then he would be a Grihastha. Because there is no Brahmachari king. We don't see Brahmachari king as a Brahmachari. No. In the Vedic culture. Because a Kshatriya is always in the mode of passion. So at the age of 25, and then he would enter the Grihastha ashram. Right? So Vaishya, they are there to make money. So like that. Of course, in ISKCON devotee, we've done everything, which were not done by brahmacharis in the past. Brahmacharis in ISKCON, they go out and collect money also. But we do it in the spirit of service, book distribution, life members, collecting money. It is done in the spirit of service. Of course, they would go and in the past they would go and collect bhiksha. So they would go and collect bhiksha. But in the past, they would not be having connection with money at all. Right? Bhiksham dehi, bhiksham dehi. In the past, Guru would not have life members, definitely. Now we have life members. There were no life members, right? So Vaishyas would not remain brahmacharis. Some would get married and some would get married and some not, right? So, yeah. So that's the point. Some brahmanas would get married, definitely. Few brahmacharis would remain. A few brahmacharis would actually remain Naishtika brahmachari. Naishtika coming from the word nishta, fix. Naishtika, nishta, firm and fixed. Some brahmacharis would remain naishtika, means nishta. And one is firmly resolved. He firmly resolved to remain brahmachari, lifelong brahmachari. Never been associating with the opposite sex also. And brahmachari also remain under the care of Guru. And some of them will also be taking sannyas, right? So some cannot remain brahmachari, they get married. But even if one wants to remain a grihastha, even if one want to remain a good grihastha, so good training is very, very useful. Good training is also very helpful. So now, how does one apply the life brahmachari, the principle of brahmachari life? How does one apply the principle of brahmacharya? Because now the age has been changed. Now we are living in a modern age. Time has changed also substantially. We're not living in the same age, Satya Yuga. How do we apply the principle of brahmachari? So we cannot just transplant. We cannot just transplant the Vedic life into the modern life. We cannot just transplant it like that. But we have the guidance of Srila Prabhupada. We have Srimad Bhagavatam. We have Prabhupada books. Remember the first verse, Brahmachari Gurukul. So Brahmachari actually, in the further explain also that Brahmacharis go out, right? Go out in the morning and evening to collect alms. And he should offer all that he has collected to the spiritual master. And he should only eat if it is ordered by the Guru. He can only eat if Guru is ordering. But if the spiritual master does not give this order, he may sometimes have to fast. But of course, how do we maintain this principle in the temple? In the temple, Gurudev has already given the timing. 9 o'clock is breakfast, and 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock is the lunch. So this has already been fixed by Guru. So we don't have to wait for Gurudev to tell us what time we have to eat. And so Brahmachari should be also very quiet, well-behaved and gentle. And the Brahmachari should not also eat or collect more than necessary. This is called atyahar, which can destroy his bhakti, right? So a Brahmachari should be also fully controlling his senses. He should associate only as much necessary with women, as much as it is necessary, but those controlled by a woman. So a Brahmachari should be careful not to mix with also women. So when Brahmacharis go out and collect alms, it's necessary to talk with women, right? And with men very much attached to women. So, yeah, this is dangerous in one sense. So, I mean, talk can be talked with ladies. Brahmachari should be able to talk also, but short as much as it is required, only for service purpose. Strict celibacy. It's called Brihad Vrat. Brihad Vrata. Brahmachari or sannyasi should avoid talking with the opposite sex unnecessarily, or reading books about concerning talks between man and woman. Should avoid all this. So because this is a basic principle of spiritual life, and there is injunction in restricting association with women with the opposite sex, because this is never advised to talk freely, men and women to talk freely. It's not advised anywhere in the Vedic literature, because the entire Vedic system teaches one how to avoid sex life, to avoid, so that gradually one can make progress from brahmachari to grihastha, from grihastha to vanaprastha, and from vanaprastha to sannyas. So the Vedic system teaches us how to avoid sex indulgence. So, and thus give up material enjoyment, which is the original cause of bondage of this material world. And now this point here is saying if the wife of the spiritual master is young, Guru Patni, a young brahmachari should not allow her to care for his hair. In the past, they used to do that because Guru Patni is considered to be like a mother, 7 mothers mentioned already. So Guru Patni is one of the mothers, so it's like mother. Of course, in the scripture, there are four ways that one can consider the opposite sex. First of all, like a lady sees a Vaishnavi, or she is also soul, spirit soul. Different ways can be addressed. But in our society, I think this is coming from Chanakya Pandit. Men should consider all ladies to be like mother. That's why we call Mataji, Mataji, right? We don't call the soul, we don't say Vaishnavi, we don't say other things, we call Mataji, Mataji. That's in our, we don't say sister also. We say Matajis. So not allowing her to care for his hair, massaging his body also with oil, obey with affection like a mother, if she is young, right? Because in the past, Guru were mostly grihastas. They would take care of the student as their own children. So if Guru Patni is young, the same principle will also apply, right? I mean, Prabhupada gave the example, the opposite sex, fire, also fire, and if one senses is not controlled, fire and ghee. So when we put ghee together with fire, it will melt. Therefore, one should avoid associating with it freely with the opposite sex. Because Shastra is saying that even man should not be sitting together with his own daughter in a secluded place. But not only that, a brahmachari should also be able to avoid associating with other ladies. He can associate only for important business, very important business. Otherwise, not. So, yeah. Now, when we apply this knowledge, this philosophy, these verses here, some principles applies, meaning brahmachari life. Brahmacharity means acting, to behave on the spiritual platform. Brahma is spiritual. Acharity means to behave. So one who behave on the spiritual activities, one whose lifestyle is based on Vedic principle, that is a brahmachari. And the brahmachari has to be actually very, very, very spiritual. I've said already, the child was sent to Gurukul because the child is very pure. A child is pure, very pure in the beginning. A child doesn't have any concepts of sex life, right? When this child is small. And by the time they're grown up, their mind and consciousness are sufficiently controlled. And because they have been trained, they have not been disposed to material world. So, and then how they can actually progress. So, of course, Krishna is saying in Gita, the essence of materialistic life, the essence of materialistic life is sex life. The essence of materialistic life is sex life. And the essence of brahmachari life is celibate. Krishna, what is Krishna saying in Bhagavad Gita? Dharma aviruddha bhutesu, dharma aviruddho bhutesu, kamosmi bharatarshava. Krishna is saying, he's saying, I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principle, O Arjuna. So that sex life is Krishna himself, but not contrary to religious principle. Even in Grihastha Ashram, it's only meant for procreation, right? So, and sannyas, vanaprastha, brahmachari, no question for sex life. It means these 375% are supposed to be abstain from sex life. These 75%. So Grihastha is the only way. Grihastha is the only way. It's kind of free way, right? So vanapras means husband and wife can actually travel together to the holy places. They can come together, get together, traveling to the holy places, the vanaprasthas. But the idea of traveling together is austerity. Even both are together, but no sex life. I'm talking about vanaprasthis. And sannyas means to give up even the wife, right? So this is a basic principle. So brahmachari means spiritual behavior. Gurukule vasant. Gurukule vasant means staying in the ashram, staying in the Gurukul. Means in the modern context, our modern context, that was called Gurukul, Gurukule vasant. So in the modern context, it remains in the ashram. Why ashram? Why brahmachari should live in the ashram? Brahmachari cannot live at home. Right? Brahmachari cannot live at home. Brahmachari should live in the ashram. No one can remain brahmachari at home alone. So sometimes we say there is no need to stay in the association, to live in the association of brahmacharis. So if one want to be a brahmachari, he has to have the association of other brahmacharis. So one cannot live alone. So the first principle is the protection. Brahmachari need to be protected. Prabhupada, many times Prabhupada would actually quote this verse. He would quote this verse many times. Srila Prabhupada. So the protection is afforded to us. The protection of brahmachari is afforded in the association of devotees. So sometime even in the ashram there are frictions among brahmacharis. So this will be there. But that doesn't mean we should not associate. We should continue to associate brahmachari. So if these brahmacharis are not there, if we're not getting, there's no question to remain brahmachari. So we must be very grateful when we have the association, when the brahmachari is having the association of other brahmachari. So next time, we can reflect, devotees can reflect, brahmacharis can reflect also. This is kind of association of brahmacharis is like a protecting shield. One is protected, protecting shield. So Guru Kule Vasan is very crucial. I'm talking about the first verse now. So the second point is Danta means by controlling his senses. Dantaha. First, Vasanta remained in the ashram. And second point is Danta. Danta means to control the senses, like Danda. Because in modern age, senses are agitated. So regardless of the agitation of mind causing to the senses, so sincere brahmacharis are one who preserve actually. Srila Prabhupada explained many times that quoting from Prahlad Maharaj, sex desire is like a itch. The itch is itching simply, right? Tolerate it. It will pass. When the itch is there, we need to just tolerate it. But if we scratch it and then it becomes worse, it will increase. If we try to scratch, it will increase. So sense control actually is a matter of practice. We need to persevere. Perseverance is required to remain brahmachari. Practice sense control require intelligence, right? So, or callousness, we can say. So, like that. Brahmachari should talk to ladies, yes, only for service and considering them as mother. Respectful. Brahmacharis should be respectful to ladies at a distance. Cannot make friends. Brahmachari should be respectful to Matajis at a distance, right? So, of course, one should not disrespect mothers. That's not what scripture is saying. Brahmachari should not disrespect ladies, but at a distance. So sense control means tolerance, perseverance, and then the verse speaks about gurur hitam, acharan. So brahmachari works only for the guru's mission, gurur hitam, right? Only for the guru's mission, and brahmachari should work for benefit of his mission, for the benefit of ISKCON. Hitam means benefit, because brahmachari has no interest other than mission of the Lord. Brahmachari, they're pushing ahead this movement, ISKCON forward. He doesn't have a separate, brahmachari doesn't have a separate compartment in his life, right? Even grihastas are meant to serve ISKCON. Of course, grihastas are given a certain freedom that the brahmacharis do not have. But too much freedom is dangerous also. Too much freedom is dangerous. Nowadays, in this age of Kali, the youth, the youngsters, they are anti-authority. They are independent oriented, anti-authority. They don't want to follow any authority. They want to be independent. They want to enjoy. So modern society is materialistic, and it is a freedom-oriented modern world, or independent-minded, and they are anti-authority, the modern world, the youth, especially the youngsters. So brahmachari should check his own heart. Brahmachari should check his own heart, that there is nothing personal. So surrender is a good mark of a brahmachari. To surrender to the spiritual master, to surrender to the authority. So if one is not surrendered, then it is hard for him to remain brahmachari. It's very hard to remain brahmachari for long. So these are very important points. And then the word again is dasavat. Dasavat. In that first verse, the servant, humble menial servant. Brahmachari should be menial servant. And no, brahmachari should not, there's no question of being proud. You cannot say I'm a proud brahmachari. If one is proud, then one cannot remain brahmachari for long. Cannot be proud about remaining brahmachari. Oh, I have been so long brahmachari. I'm a senior brahmachari. I can give the best classes as a brahmachari. I am scholarly, you know. I'm such a strict brahmachari. I'm such a learned brahmachari. I'm a hardworking brahmachari. I'm very intelligent brahmachari. I made so many devotees as brahmachari. So this is all pride in the heart. So I'm expert in this, I'm expert in that. So brahmachari should be guard against this pride. Why he should guard against this pride? Otherwise, lust will come. He will be agitated by lusty desires if one is pride. So pride bring lust. Pride will bring lust, and when lust is overwhelming, and then one cannot remain a brahmachari, right? When lust is overwhelming, so I repeat again, pride will bring lust, and when lust is overwhelming, one cannot remain a brahmachari. Lust will come and go. In a brahmachari, that's definite in everyone. Lust will come and go. But when lust is overwhelming, no one can remain brahmachari. This is why brahmachari should always remain humble in the mood of his service. So therefore, brahmachari has no independence. Say he's willing, actually, he's willing to do anything. Yes, that's what. Brahmachari is willing to do anything when he asked. When he is asked to do something as a manual servant, brahmachari should do. Even if he's not asked, he should do. Right? Like a slave. So he's willing to do anything when asked. Even when he is not asked, he has to do. So a good brahmachari does something, does service even if he is not asked, right? He's doing it. So if it is for himself, for himself, he can wait, like prasadam. But when he has to do service, he has to do service. So, and then nicha. Nicha means to be submissive and obedient, right? Nich means small, nicha. So brahmachari make himself small and accessible when service come. Sometimes brahmacharis, they grow some aura around them. And they cannot be approached. Even the temple president cannot approach, devotees cannot approach him for service. So they build some aura around them. He's not approachable. Do not bother me. No, brahmachari should be obedient, right? Should be obedient. And then, yeah, when service opportunities come, and he should do the service. Otherwise, he's going to lose that opportunity to do service when he build the aura around him. Cannot approach me, you know. So there is also Guru Saurida, means a firm friendship, firm faith in Guru, firm attitude of friendship and loyalty to Guru. Firm friendship and loyalty to Gurudev. Brahmachari should also be polite and well behaved. Brahmachari should be polite. Brahmachari should be well behaved. Brahmachari should be also a gentleman. Courteous, courtesy. Brahmachari should be also courteous. So many cultures are there. must be culture conscious, polite and courteous, and also culture conscious, who is and offer respect to the elderly people. So not of a frivolous nature. Teachers should be respected, parents should be respected. Brahmachari should respect seniors also, seniors. Respecting the sannyasis. Why the sannyasis? Because sannyasis, they have controlled the senses. And we know how it is difficult to control the senses. Well, Prabhupada is saying also that. Prabhupada is saying that Vaishnavas should respect even Mayavadi sannyasi because it controls the senses. So we offer respect to the principle of sannyas, and not to his philosophy, but to the principle of sannyas. So brahmacharis respect the householders as well. So brahmacharis should not condemn grihasthas or women. So one time the Ramanujacharya, sometimes the brahmacharis in the ashram, they fight, they conflict. Even sannyasis conflict. They were conflicting about their kopin or dhoti. Or this is my dhoti, that's my dhoti. One time what Ramanujacharya did, he had one grihastha, Danudhar grihastha. So Ramanujacharya told the sannyasi of brahmachari to go and steal in the house of the grihastha. So the brahmacharis, they went and they saw the wife was sleeping. And they wanted to take away all the ornaments from the wife. And then the wife saw that these are the brahmacharis. And the wife turned the other side so that the brahmacharis can take the other side of the body, the ornaments. But the brahmacharis, they were scared. They thought that the wife's not sleeping, scared, and then they left. And they were by the window side outside, they were standing there. And then the husband came back. And the wife started telling, is there any problem in the ashram there? Grihastha husband said, no. Why the brahmachari have come? They wanted to steal my ornaments. Is there any problem? Do they have any money problem? And the grihasthas, they were all listening. The brahmachari were listening. And the grihastha, the man, Danudhar said, what did you do? The wife said, I had turned the other side so that they can, but they were scared. They left. And the husband chastised the wife. Why you have scared them? You should have let them take away your ornaments. And we have missed that opportunity to serve Gurudev. And all the sannyasi of brahmachari, they were listening. So Ramanujacharya, he wanted to show how sometimes sannyasis, brahmachari, they fight for their kopin, for their dhoti, conflicting, But here is a grihastha who is willing to serve Gurudev. So this is very important. The principle of brahmachari, principle of association, is that when one is contemplating on ladies, that could be the cause of our downfall, definitely. But it is said that mother's blessing is very important in life. So if one gets the blessing of mothers, one will also make great spiritual advancement. If mothers give blessing, we can make immense advancement in our life, because ladies are mothers. So if mother is blessing the devotees, but association with opposite sex in a wrong way, Mahaprabhu would say, is what's Mahaprabhu saying? I would rather be locked in a cage of a fire, in a cage. I would rather locked in a cage. There's fire, snake, or there's snake, where there is fire and snake, rather than associating with the opposite sex. That's what Mahaprabhu is saying. So a brahmachari is not a woman hater. A brahmachari is not a woman hater, but detesting the principle of association. Detesting the principle of associating with the opposite sex. They are not woman hater, but rather detest the principle of association. So again, that's is there the danger. Brahmacharis, I say, they see ladies. I mean, Shastra is saying one is as fire, second could be as mother, third could be as a soul, and the fourth could be as Vaishnavi. You know, but in our society we call Mataji, yes. So yeah, also brahmacharis is a mita bhakt means must be controlled in eating, which also agitate the senses, because tongue, belly, and genital, they are in one line. So if one is not controlling his eating, then mind will also be agitated. The brahmachari should be able to also regulate the food intake. Doesn't mean that one has to starve, but should regulate food, not starving. So brahmachari is also daksha, means expert. Brahmachari should be also expert. How to worship the deity. Brahmachari should be also expert in cooking. Brahmachari should be also resourceful. Should be also learned, learn Shastra. Brahmachari is not lazy, definitely. Brahmachari is not a lazy guy. Always take initiative. A brahmachari should always be alert. Should be done, things that should be done expertly, yes. A brahmachari also should be having full faith in the Shastra, right? A brahmachari should be having full faith in Guru, because brahmachari means student life. Brahmachari means student life. So there is no student without studies. There's no question of being a student without study, right? Brahmachari means student life. And there's no question of no student without studies. So this is why brahmachari should also be studying the books, Prabhupada's books. Because one cannot remain brahmachari if he is not reading. Not easy to maintain brahmachari life if one is not reading Shastra. It happened. Sometimes it does happen. All right, this festival, that is this, that is that, and you go to sleep late. But brahmachari should make sure that is nourished with Krishna Katha also, reading and chanting, fully controlling his senses. Why? Because these senses is there was a question, Parishit Maharaj asking the question, why Rishabdev did not use his mystic power. This is because we cannot have faith, we cannot trust the senses. It is said that if the hunter catching an animal alive, and if the hunter is not watchful, two things can happen. Either the animal will run away, or the animal can kill the hunter. So this is what happened. If senses are not under control, either the senses will run away, or the senses can kill that person, right? So associating with, sometimes brahmachari, they don't want to associate with other brahmacharis. They want to, there is no substitute. Brahmachari, to remain brahmachari, he has to associate with other brahmacharis. There's no other substitute. Brahmachari, good brahmachari should associate with other brahmacharis. Okay, there's no substitute. Cannot say I'm going to go home, I'm going to associate with friend, or I'm going to associate with grihastas. No. Brahmachari should associate with brahmacharis, right? So there's no a substitute for association with other brahmacharis. So no substitute of good relationship with others. Because if a brahmachari does not find affection among brahmacharis, then one will actually find the opposite element, which is dangerous for a brahmachari. So yes, if one cannot find affection among brahmacharis, then there's no substitute for that also. So it is very, very important for brahmacharis to work on this aspect. So to create the atmosphere, to create the atmosphere where brahmacharis become motivated, to create that atmosphere where brahmacharis become inspired, to create that atmosphere where the brahmacharis, they want to become fixed in brahmacharya life. So this is actually there is also responsibility here. So of course we should not, grihastas should not demotivate brahmacharis. Sometimes it's happened, some grihasta would tell, look at this devotee, look at that devotee, they have not been able to remain brahmachari. What about you? So this is called demotivation. So we should not demotivate someone to remain a brahmachari. Nowadays, we cannot say in Kali Yuga, people are not able to remain brahmachari, so get married, like that. So we should not demotivate brahmacharis by our also poor behavior. We should only inspire devotees to remain brahmachari for some time, if not possible. But actually, of course, to become a good grihasta, one has to be a good brahmachari. Not demeaning, but by inspiring them to remain brahmachari. Because life is so simple as a brahmachari. It's so simple. As a brahmachari in a small space, in a temple, if you have a small space, one can manage. A grihasta will have the whole family, need so many things. And as a family, one cannot stay together in that same spirit, same limited space. Among brahmacharis, sometimes they may be, grumble. But in family, it is more chaotic. As a brahmachari, life is less complicated. Of course, it is hard. I know it is hard enough to remain a brahmachari. It's like climbing a mountain. So, but brahmachari is actually a small issue, not big problems. A brahmachari also can serve. A brahmachari can serve 24 hours. There's no conflict also between brahmacharis and sannyasi, as grihastha and brahmachari. We should praise each other. So grihasthas should be thinking, look at this brahmachari, he's so free, he's doing so many service, right? I wish I could be like that. I could be free to do so much service. So this is how the grihastha should be thinking. And the brahmachari also should be thinking, just look at this grihastha. Although he's having family, he's having so many family members, he's working, still he's able to come to the temple and do some service. So this is how there could be harmony between brahmachari, not conflicting mood, not hating each other. But brahmachari should be thinking like that. Look at this grihastha, how, although he's having family members, he's working, he's got a house to maintain, he has to work, but still he's doing some service at a temple. Amazing. So, yeah, but the basic principle again of brahmachari is brahmachari, yes, is celibacy. Basic principle of materialistic life is sex life. It's all based on sex life. The Shastra has never been recommended. Dhyayato visayan pumsat sangate supajayate sangat sandayate kama kama koda vijayate. Dhyayato, meditating upon the sense object. Dhyayato visayan pumsat. Sangat, we develop attachment. Sangat sandayate kama, and from attachment come lust. This is why Prabhupada said every lady should be mother, called mother, except one's wife. Right? Except one's wife. Everyone else could be mother. Why mother? Because mother, we respectful. Mother is respectful. So this is why it's very, very important to call them mother, Mataji's, and not frivolous, not to associate freely with opposite sex, because Shastra says that only Narayan is immune to lust. Only Narayan. This is what Srimad Bhagavatam says. And only Narayan is immune. So our society is very, very strong in that. But it depends on what kind of principle we are maintaining. To what degree the management is very, very strict. Sometimes the standard goes down. In some temple where I've seen there's also free mixing among the congregation. But principles should keep up the principle. Hare Krishna. I would like to stop here. Maybe we'll ask for some question if you have any question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for this very, very wonderful class. It was really very informative about how the brahmachari should take care of their standards. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. I request devotees, if you have any questions or comments, you can raise your hand. Yeah, Hemangi Gopeshwari Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my pranams to you, and thank you for this wonderful class. I just wanted to get some clarification. You mentioned that one should get blessings from their mother. Does that mean their own biological mother, or in general all devotees, the Mataji?
Yeah, all Matajis. Any Mataji. And getting blessing instead of hating mothers, getting blessing from mothers, that one will make spiritual dance. Any mother. Yeah. So my point is, instead of hating, so you should get the blessing of Matajis. And this was told to me by Brihat Bridanga Maharaj. And it is true also. We can see from the scriptures also, you know. Blessing of Kunti Mata, the blessings of Draupadi, blessings of many ladies, great exalted soul. Yeah. And getting the blessing of Sita Maya. But doing the opposite, one will completely destroy, like Ravana, kidnapping Mother Sita. Right? Yeah, so it's not only one's biological mother, it's Mataji's, any Mataji.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Now I request Sukaka Krishna Prabhu, you can ask your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much, Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj. It's a wonderful
Krishna.
class. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Now, how to, the material world is now too much of lust. Everything, the whole world is full of lust, especially in Kali Yuga. How to change the lust into love?
Yeah. Our senses, it's called karma, right? It's called karma. Satisfying one sense is called karma, but satisfying the senses of the Lord is called prema. This is just this transformation. So lusty desires cannot be, these lusty desires cannot be expressed and cannot be suppressed. You cannot express it because it will never be satisfied. It never gets satiated. Duspurena nalena cha avritama jnanam etena. So kama rupena konteya duspurena nalena cha. So these desires, they burns like fire. So you cannot express it because it will go on burning, right? But you cannot suppress also. You cannot put it under the carpet because one day it will come out, right? So Shastra is saying, or the Acharyas are saying, these desires cannot be suppressed and cannot be also expressed. We can never satisfy our desire, lusty desires. So what can be done is transformation, transform it. The same lusty desires, transform it. The desire will be always there to serve the Lord. Transform it into spiritual, transform it to serve the Lord. That's how it can be expressed. And it can be done. So this question is asked by Arjuna. Oh, Krishna is telling Arjuna, curb this enemy called lust in chapter 3. Curb means control. Curb this enemy called lust by regulating the senses. By regulating the senses is what we are doing in Krishna, in Bhakti Yoga. We are engaging the senses in service. Krishna is saying, curb this lust by regulating the senses. By engaging the senses into service, your eyes seeing the Lord, your nose smelling the flowers, ears by listening to kirtan, the tongue by glorifying the Lord. And this is how the senses are controlled. And that lust can also be transformed into love, serving the Lord, right? Otherwise, this lust, it burns like fire, and trying to satisfy the lust is like trying to extinguishing fire by pouring petrol. If fire is burning, we are putting petrol, it won't get stopped, extinguished. It will burn more and more. So this is how we can transform it into love, by regulating the senses and service to the Lord.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Thank you. Any other question?
Seek your blessings, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj, for giving your valuable time and association in this Bhaktisanga conference call. We are really happy to have you on this call and get your association. We request your association regularly, Maharaj. Maharaj, there are no questions or hand raised, so if you're okay, we can end the call here. We'll pay obeisances to Prabhupada and all Vaishnavas and Maharaj. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha.
Vaishnavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Sundar Chaitanya Maharaj ki
Jai.
jai.